garden idyll somewhere in California. And a workshop that has no model trains, but rather shining examples of automobiles from the last 8 decades.
This is my very first car. I bought this when I was 14. It was all dismantled and had been through a fire, and I started rebuilding this car in high school and drove it all through my sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school. And one thing has led to another, and it's turned into a business. And this is what I do for a living, is I restore these. Now this is about a 40-year-old restoration. It's due for some more work, but this is one of the cars I have, and then I don't know if you're interested and would like to look at this one, but this is one that we built about 25 years ago. And this is the one that we go touring in. That's a 1931 Model A Briggs 4-door town sedan.
Every old-timer fan's eyes gleam in these rooms. Many of the cars look like they are new, others are still awaiting overhauling. Many must wait. After all, there is still another field of activity.
The sign here at the head of the stairs is actually out of a hobby store in Germany. So I just thought it was kind of an interesting little bit of history for Markland and what have you to have something like this at the head of the stairs before it goes into the train room. So, and then as we go up the rest of the way, this leads into the train room, and here is my layout. Welcome to my world.
A world that has developed based on a European prototype. With many McKeown fans in America, you'll notice that their thoughts about eras are rather indifferent or unknown. They run what they like. The metronome is usually underway in the north of Germany. Here it's rolling through the Swiss Alps. But everything goes together, like the Falkenstein Castle from Carinthia, an interplay of cliché, idyll and feelings.
Well, I've only been to Germany and Switzerland once in my life. That was 1985, and at that time I went on a very large Markland buying spree in Munich, Germany. But and every night on our tour, as a little side note, I found a toy store or a hobby store in every town we stayed at for 21 days and bought either a car or a locomotive and tagged it in a box as to the date and when and where I bought it. Just so, anyhow.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's an addiction. It's, you know, some people have golf, some people, you know, like to go to bars. I like to go upstairs and play with my trains.
Playing means taking up with the underworld a bit, and with other fans. Charlie McKeown has belonged to the European train enthusiasts for a long time. Model railroaders who conjure up European flair on American layouts. The original is at McKeown. The original is McKeown. Even today, McKeown is still a magical word for many model railroaders in the USA. However, without the A, Markland.
I was 7 years old. My dad came home one night a couple months before Christmas with 2 catalogs. One was the I think it was 1960 or 61 Markland catalog and a Lionel catalog. And he said, if you had a chance to have a model train set, what would you like? And I looked through both of them and I pushed the Lionel aside and I told him this is what I would like, the Markland, because there was something about the European design and the European look of the trains and what have you that just, I guess, bit me as a 7-year-old, and it stayed with me for 50 years. I love the detail that Markland has with all the drive mechanisms on the wheels and everything. Although I just acquired a very unique and what I feel is a fairly rare train, it's the Swedish wooden train from Markland. And I just acquired that about a week ago, and I haven't had a chance to hook it up and run it on the layout, but I got it with all the wooden cars, and it's actually got wood veneer, real wood veneer on the outside of it, and it's a beautiful looking train. There's so many that I like. There's so many favorites that I have, you know.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, when you see another one that comes out, it's like, oh, I really ought to have that, you know. And what I really don't need is another locomotive because I have so many now, you know, I can't run them all.
In the last 2 years, there has been an electronic quantum leap on this layout.
Very good. It's been a learning experience because when you go from analog to digital, it's a whole nother world with the wiring and the block system that's in there and all the slowdown modules. We actually built our own slowdown modules and a computer. I am not a computer guy, so Stretch has been helping me with the software and getting that running and getting everything coordinated. But the very first day we actually were able to run the trains all the way around the layout was a very monumental day. It was a day of celebration to see them actually go after about 2.5 years of working on them and only being able to run a short distance and then back and a short distance and back and what have you.
With real McKeown fans, you can see train compositions underway that are seldom seen elsewhere. And they are a must on every layout. Trees. Trees in all shapes and sizes. The mountain scenery keeps growing, and appropriately also the number of trees. However, most of the trees were made by hand. How come?
I did it because the cost of buying trees has gotten unbelievably expensive, and with a little bit of work and effort and time, you can make really nice trees yourself. And the fact that so many of the mountains that I've seen photos of in Europe are just covered with trees. It's okay if you get a tree that's bad, you just put it in the back and all you see is the top of it. So it's, you know, the first go around of them, I learned a lot on. And so we've got another batch we're going to start making here towards the end of summer. So this winter we'll be planting more. And just in the last 3 weeks, we've put in about 160 trees along with probably the 50 or so that were in there to begin with.
You can build your own forest.
Easily, yes. Yes. Okay, then we're going to make a small tree.
Each year, the homemade European forest in California grows a little more, just like the number of McKeown locomotives and cars.
Thank you very much for coming to see our layout. We really appreciate it. We've enjoyed Markland over the years. Hope you guys have a good trip here in the United States, and we look forward to seeing you at the Nuremberg Toy Fair this next year. Bye now.
Bye-bye.